Live from Studio B and KPRC 2. Houston Life starts now.
Halfway through the week. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to Houston Life. It's June 8th, 2022. I'm Derek Shore.
And I'm Courtney Savala, which means, you know, tomorrow's Friday Eve and the day after that's Friday, so it's basically like Friday.
I mean, the week's practically over.
Right? Summertime. Coming up on today's show, KPRC 2 is making a very big announcement. You're going to hear it first right here on Houston Life. Who will take over the main anchor desk? We're sitting down with him coming up.
Okay. Also, we'll meet the retired high school teacher who pedaled a pedicab 1,000 miles all the way to Houston.
Then the local student scooping the pros on some big sports interviews, how he's getting it all done.
Plus, Joe Sam is in the cockpit. He's finding out how a pilot went from unknown to viral sensation overnight.
And the force is with Lauren Kelly today. Hi, Lauren.
I am gathering the force right now. Fans have been waiting a long time for this one, you guys. I am chatting with actor Rupert Friend and head writer Joby Harold from the latest Star Wars series, Obi-Wan Kenobi, all about what we can expect from the new prequel. That is coming up, but for now, back to you, Derek and Courtney.
That's pretty cool, Lauren.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
That's a big deal.
Very nice. All right. Well, it's been quite a day for us. We started off the day in a rather sweet way.
We certainly did. And how's your arm feeling? You feeling good from scooping? We had to scoop some ice cream today.
Yeah. So 10,000 scoops to be exact. Something called the 10,000 Scoop Challenge over at Discovery Green. So Moose Tracks ice cream, frozen yogurt.
Froyo.
Froyo. Gosh, it's so delicious. So here was the plan. For every single scoop the company was able to give away, Moose Tracks would donate $1 to the Salvation Army of Greater Houston.
Listen, Discovery Green was definitely the place to be today. This was going on from 11 to 3, and it all benefits Salvation Army Houston, as we were saying. And by the way, this just in, y'all. They reached their goal. 10,000 scoops were given out. That means $10,000 to our Salvation Army for their vital programs that happen right here in Houston.
Yeah, it is super cool. Delicious, all for a great cause. And I know our video cut off there, but I was actually promoted. My scooping was so good. I was promoted to manager. And so at that point, I was able to just stand and you know, lick the ice cream myself.
Listen, did you have a sample? Because you can't give out things unless you tasted it.
I tasted it once my shift was over and I was promoted to manager.
It was so good.
It was really good.
I can't wait to get more, but congratulations. It was so great meeting a bunch of people out there today too. Lots of summer camps, but people coming and grabbing their little break from their offices. Some may have eaten dessert first, which is okay with me.
And that's what was so cool. There were so many young people running around the playground today at Discovery Green. So they were lined up to get ice cream, but then you had convention people from GRB. You had people staying at hotels, and you had all of these like office workers on their lunch breaks, as you said.
But I will tell you, you know, so like we had to tell people as they were walking by, free scoop? You want a scoop? I felt like I was kind of the perfume lady, you know, where people are like, I got a few of these.
Like, it's free, we promise.
I got a few of the low wave.
Well, and you know, I met so many Houston Life viewers. Thank you so much for coming up and saying hi. This nice woman said, hey, I work down the street, oil and gas, but I have a couple days at home. I record you and I watch you. So
awesome.
It was nice to hand out the cones. And again, $10,000 raised for the Salvation Army of Greater Houston. Very nice.
So much fun. I hope we get to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope so too. Well, listen, summer is here. Triple-digit temps coming up this weekend. And during the summer, there is a critical need for blood donations in our community. So KPRC2 is teaming up with Gulf Coast Regional Blood Center and our corporate partner Energy Transfer for a summer blood drive. It kicks off tomorrow outside our KPRC2 studios here in Southwest Houston.
And if you can't make it tomorrow, no worries. You can donate at a donor center close to you through June 13. We have a full list of locations on our website, clicktohouston.com. As you see, we're scrolling through it right now. You can head there to schedule your appointment. But we do hope to see you here on site tomorrow.
Yeah, we do. And it's always fun when we do the blood drive. I think tomorrow you and I are on golf cart duty at some point.
We are.
So
we're VIPing.
Will be driving our KPRC2 insiders around as they donate blood.
Yeah, well, not during the blood donation, but when they check in, then we take them to the donation site.
Correct. We will not be driving you on the golf court while you are donating.
No, that won't be happening. But we're going to make sure you get some good stuff when you're here.
That would be interesting.
You know what else is really interesting? You know me, I love me some Mariah Carey, okay? I mean, she is like the diva of all divas, okay? Well, this was really interesting, I thought. So Nick Cannon, her ex-husband, was on this podcast, and he was talking about how his ex-wife, he was telling, kind of spilling the tea a little bit on Mariah, that she doesn't leave the house for anything less than $150,000. We're talking per gig. Literally will not do anything if it's between $150,000 and $200,000.
But that's kind of typical for celebrities, especially someone at that level.
Right.
I mean, some celebrities are paid $100,000 just to show up at a party for 10 minutes.
Right, and then they leave. But she literally will not, according to the ex-husband, will not leave the house for anything less than that. There was also this article in Vanity Fair recently that really talked about kind of her extravagant lifestyle while she's on tours. She's been known to stay at these luxurious hotels that are like 15 grand a night.
Oh.
I mean, what are they doing for me if it's 15 grand a night? What's happening? I mean,
maybe it's
what
just
else
very
am I
nice.
getting besides a nice pillow and a robe? What's happening?
Maybe it's like a palace, a home away from home.
I don't know, but she was also gifted a boat from billionaire James Packer, her ex-fiancé. They split in 2016. The boat allegedly, according to our friends over at Entertainment Tonight, costs about $340,000 a week for upkeep.
Oh.
Yeah, just for the upkeep.
But listen, I don't blame her, because when you get to a certain level, you start to become a little more protective of your time and the people with whom you associate, right? So there's this saying like, oh, you're going to show up at the opening of an envelope? No, but if someone's going to pay you $150,000 to give up time with your spouse and your kids, then she's a huge celebrity. She's one of the biggest celebrities in the world.
Listen, I love me some Mariah.
You're surprised I'm taking this position.
I am very
I feel like I'm in
surprised.
debate class when I have to argue the side that I didn't want, but I was assigned to.
I'm very surprised, and I will just say, like, it just seems a little much. It seems a little much, dead air.
You know, every once in a while, though, you get invited to an event and people are like, hey, we'd love for you to come to this event. And by the way, it's just for you. And you're like, well, I want to be at home with my husband and my kids.
Well, yeah, then you say no.
Then you say no. So that's what I think.
We are not in these predicaments, though. Nobody's saying.
Hey,
I'm waiting a long time if I got to wait for $150,000 to walk out the door. I'm just saying that's never going to happen. But you know, it just seems a little much.
how could you possibly live on that amount of money anyways?
Don't you feel bad
I'm
for
kidding.
me?
Hey, so this is great news, and it's perfect timing for June. So, you know, there's this woman named Justine Lindsay. She's 29 years old, and she just made NFL history because she was named to the Carolina Panthers cheerleading squad. They're called the Top Cats, and she's the first trans woman to become an NFL cheerleader.
Fantastic.
There
Look
she
at
is
her
right there.
photo.
Very, very cool. So check this out.
Beautiful.
Black women make up a minority of NFL cheerleaders, and an even smaller number wear their hair natural. So Justine says she was relieved when her coach told her she could keep her bald head.
Love it.
And she's happy that she can maybe inspire other women out there to wear their hair natural, and maybe, you know, if they are bald or they're rocking the bald look, to just go for it. So, and of course, visibility of our trans community is so important right now, as we're seeing ridiculous legislation that I think is a total waste of time. There is a seat for everyone at the table. That's what we believe, and good for her for making history.
I agree, and it's Pride Month, of course, so it's another thing to celebrate in that category, and I think it's lovely, and she's beautiful.
She's beautiful. I reached out to her on Instagram. She didn't write me back.
Not yet, anyway.
I think she's busy. She's busy celebrating the news.
Listen,
so congratulations.
you never know. I bet she'll
hope
send
so.
a message. You've done that before, and
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and you've gotten a response.
Yeah.
Listen, we're also celebrating Wine and Food Week. We've talked about it here on the show. It's happening in the Woodlands. Fantastic event that is back in person. We can now reveal the lucky KPRC2 insider who won 2 tickets to the Wine Rendezvous Grand Tasting and Chef Showcase.
It's a big ticket.
It's a huge ticket that's happening Saturday from 7 to 10 at the Woodlands Waterway, Marriott Hotel, and Convention Center. Do we have a drum roll?
I think so. We ready to do this?
Yes.
The winner is
Julie Hinson.
Congratulations. Don't we have a picture of Julie? Did she not message us? No, I don't think I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But it really is such a fantastic event. And they've had a break for a couple years because of COVID, so it's back. and it's going to be a really big year. So get out there and enjoy it.
And every event is fantastic, but that one on Saturday is just the pivotal event for the week. It's fantastic.
Yeah, very nice.
All right, guys. Well, still to come, the special ride bringing this man to Texas, how he's raising awareness for a real good cause.
On a very long ride as well. Plus, remembering the beloved Mickey Gilley. His son will join us to chat about his dad's legendary career and how locals can pay their respects to the country music icon and actor. Houston Life. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Houston Life. It's time now for our H-Town Sit Down.
Yeah, and before we welcome today's guests, let's share more about the man who brought them together. Loved by music fans since 1957, legendary country entertainer and actor Mickey Gilley had 39 top 10 hits. 17 of those made it all the way to number 1. In 1971, he moved to Pasadena and opened his world-famous honky-tonk Gilley's, and years later appeared in the classic film Urban Cowboy. He received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and was inducted into the Texas Country Music Hall of Fame. The artist, who had just come off of a tour, died last month at the age of 86, but his legacy will last a lifetime. And we are now joined by Mickey Gilley's son, Michael Gilley, and Laura Branch Morellas with the city of Pasadena, who are here to help us remember this beloved entertainer ahead of tomorrow's memorial tribute. Laura will have those details in just a moment. Absolutely. Michael, we were just chatting during commercial break. We are so sorry about the loss of your dad, and this came as a shock to you and your entire family.
It absolutely was, because we had a plaque on the bus, and it was a picture of him, and underneath it, it said, "I can't die yet, I'm still booked."
And it was true.
And we used to joke around about it a lot.
Yeah.
Because he always seemed to be healthy. I mean, he still had a little trouble walking, which he had gotten that way from his fall. But for the most part, he was doing extremely well, seemed very healthy, didn't have any problems with anything at all.
Still performing.
Yeah.
Still performing, singing as well as ever. And the tricky part about it was I always told Dad, I said, the day comes where you can't sing, I'm going to tell you, and you got to quit.
You made the pact. I love looking at these photos. A true legend your dad was, and we're so honored that you're here today to talk about him and also the tribute that's happening. A little bit about you, too, is that you quit your day job, right? And helped your dad, got your CDL license, and...
Well, what happened was I actually owned my own company. And I'd built boats forever, did fiberglass boat repair prior to that. And so about 37 years, I was in the fiberglass business. And my father, I had this cough, and my father said, you need to quit doing that, son. That's hurting your lungs. And I said, Dad, I just don't have anything else to do. And when he fell and broke his neck and got to where he couldn't do anything at all, he was completely paralyzed. So I rushed down to Branson, Missouri, and that's when I told him there when we got him on the jet to bring him back to Houston, because we took him to Tier. And I told him, I said, I'll be bringing him back. And we got on the plane, flew back, and it was 7 weeks in Tier every single day for 7 weeks. I mean, I never got to go home. Wow. And I stayed with him for the whole time. And I lost a lot of weight during that time because my father wouldn't eat and I couldn't eat. So it's kind of funny how we both lost weight together. But he did get to go home in Pasadena, which is where we lived. And I built a bunch of different things for him to try and help him walk, because they asked him in Tier, what's your accomplishment? What do you want? He said, I want to walk. So he didn't ever worry about his hands, even though he played the piano. So he ended up being able to eventually walk. We got him back to Branson, and there's a story about that. 2 weeks later, after he went back, I couldn't take him back myself. But I have this beard, and I've had it all my life. So I shaved it off. And I snuck up to Branson, and when he was performing on stage, I walked up there and shook his hand, and he didn't even know it was me.
Oh, no way.
Wow.
And I went and sat back down in the audience, and one of the backup singers recognized me and said, "That's your son, Michael."
Oh, my gosh.
He kind of got a big kick out of that. Started crying, and he was glad to see me. So.
Laura, the city of Pasadena, of course, is it's almost like Mickey Gilley and Pasadena are
Hand in hand.
synonymous.
It's a brand.
Hand in hand, right? And so, of course, this is the perfect place to pay tribute to Mr. Gilley. Y'all have a full lineup of events.
We do. And, you know, when the news came out in that weekend last month, we were inundated. Our social media was inundated. We were getting phone calls. I had all these emails. The mayor's office had emails. It was crazy. People were, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And so we knew that something had to be done. And Mayor Wagner actually grew up across the street from the Gilley family. So it was not even a question what was going to happen. He wanted to get with Michael and the family and then let them do their service in Branson. And then he said, okay, once that's done, tell me what you need. And so we're partnering and we're excited to do it at the Pasadena Convention Center.
And there you see it there. It's a great event space. It is free. Doors open at 6. This is all going to start at 6:30 and everyone's welcome.
Everyone is welcome. We want everyone to come. Please come, because we know how many people in this area loved Mickey Gilley. We know what he meant to Pasadena and the region and the country. I mean, I had a call somebody from Ohio last night saying, I used to live there, and, you know, and so we're going to put it on our YouTube. We're going to have it for everyone to see, but it's going to be a very special event. And Frank Billingsley is going to be our host.
Fantastic, fantastic. And here's the thing too, just watching these videos, hearing his voice and hearing the sound. I mean, Michael, the lucky thing about your dad's legacy is that you have a lot of memories you can relive because so much of his life was well documented.
It absolutely is. And I think it's going to be hard for me to forget him.
I think it's going to be hard for a lot of us to forget.
At the theater in Branson, now he was part of Pasadena up until Gilley's basically shut down.
Right.
And that was quite a few years. So Pasadena meant a lot to my father, and he hated to see it go away. But he did transfer to Branson, and believe it or not, we videotaped every show he did there for almost 30 years.
Oh my gosh.
I have a room that I can't even tell you how big it is that has VCRs lined up from the ceiling to the roof on all 4 walls.
Really incredible.
Quite a catalog. Well, listen, Michael, Laura, thank you so much for stopping by, and I think it's fantastic. You are planning this public memorial, and I'm sure it'll be very, very well attended.
We hope everyone is appreciative of what he is going to hopefully give back with this service that we're doing.
His memory and his legacy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks to you both. And for more information, you can visit our website, HoustonLife.tv, and just check out that scene on Houston Life section.
Do appreciate you both for coming in.
Well, thank you for inviting us.
Of course. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Houston Life. We are just minutes away from announcing our brand new evening news anchor on KPRC2. That person will join us later on in today's show. But first, we're introducing you to an HISD student whose positive attitude and passion for sports has already landed him some pretty big interviews. His name is Manav Gupta, and he recently stopped by Houston Life to chat with Brittany Jeffers and me about his life and how he's fast approaching his dream of becoming a professional sports broadcaster.
Manav, thank you so much for coming here today. Truly incredible. You've landed a lot of big interviews here. Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman. What's your secret? You were kind of filling us in over the break.
Yeah, so what I was saying earlier was that you just have to be willing to share your story and put it out there. You shouldn't be scared to show your true personality and what you've accomplished in life so far. And if there's something that you've had to overcome or go through, be willing to share your story, and others may take notice to that. And I just reach out to all these athletes in a message on Twitter, pretty much, and I just say the interviews I've done so far and a little bit about myself, and hopefully they'll join my show. And so far, a good amount of people have.
Yeah, so far it's working. We've seen Lance McCullers, J.J. Watt, Jose Altuve. The list goes on and on and on. And we're going to get to more of your personal story in just a moment. Talk to us about how this all started, though, because initially you had a blog, and then you decided to grab a camera and create your own show, which now lives on Twitter, MG Sports Talk. And this is a show you've been hosting for 2 years now.
Yeah, so you can find my show on YouTube, Manav Sports Talk. And initially, yes, you were correct, it was a blog. I started that 2 years ago when I was a sophomore in high school. Initially, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but then my parents suggested I start a blog. So that's what I did. I did NFL predictions. I talked about the Astros World Series. And then after a few months, I decided, well, because I want to be on camera, I want to become a live play-by-play sports announcer someday. So I thought it would be better if I start a YouTube channel. That's what I did. Again, I did a lot of previews. I share my analysis on my channel. And then I started getting interviews about a year ago, and that's when I used my YouTube channel at MG Sports Talk, is where you can follow me there. And that's where I reach out to all these athletes, and that's where I post my interviews as well. So it's been a really crazy journey. I would say it's been amazing over the last year or so to get all these amazing athletes and broadcasters on my channel. And I just reach out to them on Twitter, and then they join, and then I post it, and that's really how it works so far.
Super, super cool. And we should point out that when you were 7 years old, you were diagnosed with a rare disease. What is that called? Yes,
so I was diagnosed with a disease called Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's a neuromuscular disease, and basically it's like the weakening of muscles over time. So currently I'm unable to climb stairs, or I can't run, but I'm still walking. I haven't really viewed it as an obstacle. I've just viewed it as something that I should just overcome and prove to others that it doesn't really matter what you're going through. You can still live out your dreams and still aspire to go big. So that's what I want to show to everyone. And I feel like I've done a good job in getting these interviews, and I just want to keep going after it. And I'm not gonna settle, really. I'm just gonna keep going after it.
We love hearing that. That is absolutely fantastic.
So driven, so accomplished.
Well said, Manav. Well, listen, as long as you're here, we figured maybe we could help out with a bit of advice. And so KPRC2 Sports Director Randy McElvoy, he's somewhere in the house. Oh, there he is, right there.
Yeah.
Randy, what's up?
Come
on out.
What is up?
An expert, and, pro in his field.
Oh, here's my chair. I get to sit next to the guy.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? Thanks for surprising me.
Yeah, good to finally meet you. I mean, this guy's got a major following, and he gets interviews we can't even get. JJ Watt. I mean, this is awesome. I'm proud of you, man. All the effort you put into reaching out to all these athletes, and I mean, obviously they respect you, or they wouldn't agree to do a lot of these interviews for sure. So keep up the good work, man. I know you're excited about all the opportunities you get.
Yeah, for sure, and thank you so much for joining the show. It was a really big surprise, I would say, but I saw that you did follow me a while ago, I think after the JJ Watt interview, so.
I did.
Yeah, it was great to.
He keeps up with his
That was a big one.
He does. Oh, when he got JJ Watt, everybody was like, man, this guy got JJ Watt to talk to him one-on-one. That's quite an accomplishment with his schedule, so more power to you, man. Way to go.
Yeah, thank you so much. Do you have any advice or any comments on me, on what I've done on my channel?
I tell you what, I was actually looking up your channel today, and you're on top of things. What I like what you do is not only do you get interviews with guys and athletes, but you keep up with all the teams too. I like your insight. You have good insight on what you're seeing, and whether it's Astros, or I think you tweeted out about the NBA playoffs as well. So you know your stuff, man. You're doing your homework, and that's the key, because if you don't know what you're talking about, people, readers, viewers in our case for TV, they pick that up in a heartbeat, and they know whether you've done your homework. You always do your homework. I could tell that for sure. So keep doing that. You can give it good effort. Never stop trying to learn, and then improve your skill set, and you're going to be on the bigger and better things for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining today and getting the chance to meet you.
Awesome, man. Good to finally meet you.
Some advice and a whole lot of compliments from our sports director, KPRC2's Randy McElvoy.
I'm honored.
That's
I'm honored
incredible.
to be here.
And Manav, we're honored to have you here on the show. You got to come back on Houston Life. Maybe you could be our sports reporter.
Oh yeah, of course. I'd love that.
Okay,
Yeah,
we could use it. I'm telling you, Manav is one to watch. He's going places.
He gets all the big names, too.
He does.
Still ahead, we have a special announcement to share coming up. You're going to meet KPRC2's newest male evening anchor.
Yeah, Houston Life gets to make the big television announcement. But for now, let's check in with Joe Sam for a look at what he has coming up. Hi, Joe.
Hey, I'm outside the Sugar Land Regional Airport, and I'm with Pilot Kay. We're getting ready to talk about her latest adventures. Now, can we do this on board the plane?
Absolutely, let's do it.
All right, sounds great. We're going to have that for you guys coming up when Houston Life returns.
Well, welcome back to Houston Live. Courtney and Derek back with you right now at 3:30.
Okay, so we mentioned at the top of the show, we have a very special announcement to share. We now know who officially will be the next co-anchor of the 5, 6, and 10 p.m. news. I wonder if some of our viewers have sort of a guess who this might be.
They might. Do we have a knock? Do I hear a knock at the door? I think he's here. Come on out.
There's not an actual door.
I know.
There he is.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well
Congrats,
deserved.
buddy.
Thank you so much.
Bring it in. Bring
Yes,
it
sir.
in.
Oh, yeah. All day long. All day long.
Listen, forget about this announcement. I want to hear about the juice cleanse you've been doing.
Now, with this announcement, did we get rid of the juice cleanse?
Are you
No,
done with the
because-
juice cleanse?
No, today's the last day. Today's the last day. So we're going to celebrate it with a really good meal, hopefully tomorrow.
At midnight.
At midnight, yes. Yeah. Lisa and I talked. We were cooking at midnight for sure.
Okay,
Yes.
for the folks at home that really want to understand this announcement, this is a big deal. This is what we call our main anchor.
Yeah.
So you'll be officially named, you have been officially named as the male main anchor. So
Yes.
that is the anchor of the 5, 6, and 10 p.m.
Yes.
That's the big gig.
It is. Yeah, it's such an honor. You know, I was raised in Bryan College Station, just about an hour or so north of here. And so, but we got Houston stations when I was growing up. And so
Right.
I've always felt connected to Houston. And I just think this is absolutely the most amazing city in the United States. And so to be, evening anchor it's just such an honor, such a tribute. It's just such a great thing. And I also realize it's such a big responsibility as well. When I think about, the Bill and Dominique, who we all got a chance to work with, and Ron Stone and Linda Laurel and Bob Nicholas and Jan Carson, just so many other names, I realize that it's a huge responsibility as well, because what we do is we ask people to invite us into their homes,
their lives,
every single evening.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's a privilege and that's a responsibility, and I'm looking forward to it for sure.
10 years at KPRC, 30 years in television journalism. How is that possible? Because I thought you were only 30 years old.
No, sometimes I feel like I don't feel like I'm 30 on this juice cleanse, that's for sure, because I feel like a starving 90-year-old. But yeah, I've been doing it for 30 years. I actually spent my first 6 years were behind the scenes as a producer. So I like to think that I have a good view and an understanding of several sides of the news business. I think that's helped me as a reporter and also as an anchor as well.
Yeah.
100%. You're so well-rounded. When you came here, I mean, we were both reporters.
That's right.
I mean, we were on the street together, and I think that's what I love about you is that you're not just a reader per se. The Anchorman movies, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, you are in it.
Here.
You're in it, and you know what it feels like, especially on the producer side. You know what it feels like to be behind the camera, in front of the camera, on the side of the camera, and I think that's really important to working with everybody in this building.
Yeah, I think it's helped shape me quite a bit, and I hope our co-workers have felt my understanding as well. The producers don't always love it, when you go over, by 10 or 15 seconds, but I do my best to stay on time with my stories.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just pulled that right out of my ear. I don't hear a thing.
Listen, a lot of people.
You want me to rap? What?
People are writing in and sending you their congratulations.
Yes,
and
yeah.
someone very special actually sent us a video message.
Oh, wow.
Let's roll the clip now.
Hey Keith, I'm on a United flight to Colorado. I just found out the good news about you, my friend. Big man on campus. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Best wishes, my friend.
Bill Biessa,
Yes,
living his
wow.
best retired
Yeah,
life.
Yeah. Well, I hope to be there one day living it like him. But yeah, Bill also actually sent me a text message earlier today too. So that really means a lot to come from, have that come from him.
Sure.
Just really, that's awesome for sure.
Well, it's so great. Listen.
If you could just help me out with
Oh,
this.
yes.
Celsius.
Hang on. I
know
think
we like to
you can
celebrate
drink this.
here at
Can you
Houston
drink
Life.
this or no? Not part of the plan?
I don't know.
How about just if you smell it?
No alcohol allowed for Keith,
I
but
could smell. Yeah,
You could smell
I
it.
might be able to
because
smell
of the
it.
juice cleanse.
Yeah, Celsius. That is my thing though.
You do like
these,
it.
These energy drinks, yes, I've been living by these until my juice cleanse, yeah. So, but peach mango green tea,
Cheers. I don't know.
Cheers.
Smell
Cheers,
it. That
Keith.
might mess up the juice cleanse. I'm not sure. Listen, it is so great for us to be able to have you here today for the announcement. This
Thank
is
you.
the
Thanks
big
for having
TV
me.
announcement for
Yeah.
everybody, but our insiders actually got the first word.
Yeah, totally free to join. And you all found out, you insiders out there, you were notified of this big announcement ahead of the public announcement. Here's some of the comments from Christy Coleman. She writes in, we love, love, love Keith. That's 3 loves, in
Christy.
case you were counting.
Oh, thank you.
And we've got another one. Just congratulations, Keith. You've earned this, and that's from Greg Davis.
And another comment in from Sandra Brown. Exciting news. I am so thrilled for this news. Congratulations.
Wow,
and I'm sure
to
they'll
all
continue
of you.
pouring
Yes,
in.
yes, indeed, yes.
Cheers. Sorry to have the bubbly without you.
When the
Tomorrow?
lights, when the cameras go off, I might go around the corner and take a sip. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Don't
it's
ruin it on
celebration.
our account. Don't ruin your 3-day juice
That is
cleanse on our
not
account.
approved juice, okay? It's a juice cleanse only with approved juices.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll celebrate.
Okay.
For sure.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Congratulations
thank
to
you.
you.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, you guys. I love
We'll
you
see you
guys.
on the
Yeah,
air.
thank you.
We love you back.
All right.
All right. Okay, so let's turn now to social media. Of course, it's given us a way to connect with people, but much more than networking, it's also become a source of income for so many, like 25-year-old pilot Kay Hall.
Well, Joe Sam took to the sky with Kay to learn more about her new instructional book to help others gain social media fame.
You may remember our spotlight on 25-year-old pilot Kay Hall from Sugar Land flying high during Women's History Month. Well, now she's back on the ground helping others grow their social media, just as she was able to do for herself.
This is a time where everybody wants to be social media famous. I don't know who you are, I don't know how old you are, but at some point in your life you've posted a video or a photo that you were hoping would go mega viral. And the kind of interesting thing about that is it's actually a lot harder than it looks. It took me about a year to build up my first million follower friends. I call them follower friends because they're both to me, which I love.
After losing her flight instructor job due to COVID a few years ago, Kay flew to social media to share her adventures, and after a slow and long process, became viral overnight with her rodents on my plane video.
Turns out we have a tiny rodent living inside of our airplane.
It was shared on TikTok, gaining her over 1 million followers and some much needed income. So that became your full-time job, making sure people were able to see your adventures on the plane and talk about the influence that you've had, and that really inspired others and has built your social media to what it is today.
Yes, I completely agree, and that's kind of been one of the coolest things is I was able to take such a huge negative in my life of losing my job and not being able to do the one thing that I always wanted to be able to do and turn that around and then write about it.
Yes.
So you really can't go wrong. As far as my whole process has been, I'm just excited for people to be able to see a little peek behind the curtain of what they didn't see on camera, what they didn't see in those lives.
Becoming Fly with Kay will serve as an instructional guide for anyone looking to grow their social media with personal tips on advertising, branding, and content creation. They'll also include the ups and downs of the aviation industry and some of her most thrilling adventures. What has been your most exciting adventure?
Oh my gosh, there's been so many, I don't even know. But recently, I did actually get to go to New Orleans for the first time, which I was super excited about.
And you know I'm from Louisiana, that's my hometown.
I do, exactly. So I knew you'd get a kick out of that one, which I think is awesome. But I will definitely be going back.
I think you really should, and I think you should also go on a book tour and fly to each one of those cities to promote your book.
Honestly, that would kind of be a dream come true because one of the biggest downfalls of social media is I have all of these friends from all over the world that I never actually get to meet. So if that was able to be a possibility, I would love that. That would be absolutely incredible.
A high five on that.
What a cool story.
And look at her flying to new heights, literally. I didn't even mean
awesome.
to say that, but wow, we are really proud of Kay, and we do have a link to connect with her on the Scene on Houston Life section of our website, houstonlife.tv. All right, still ahead, from St. Louis to Houston, we'll meet the man who pedaled a pedicab across state lines. This is incredible. It's all for a really great cause.
A really comfy ride, too, I gotta say. And Lauren Kelly is standing by with a streaming show that is so big right now for our Star Wars fans. Hi, Lauren.
Hey, guys, the force is strong this afternoon, and when we come back, I am chatting with some of the cast of the new streaming series, Obi-Wan Kenobi, all about what fans can expect from the highly anticipated show. Welcome back to Houston Life. Now, just last week, Disney Plus and Lucasfilms debuted their latest Star Wars prequel, Obi-Wan Kenobi, a series fans have been waiting for a long time. I got to catch up with actor Rupert Friend and head writer Joby Harold all about where Obi-Wan is headed after facing his greatest defeat.
I want to garrison here within the hour, and remember, this is no ordinary Jedi. Kenobi is the last ember of a dying age. extinguish him.
Consider it done.
Hi, Rupert. Hi, Joby. How are you?
Hey, great. How are you?
One quick side note. This is for Rupert. I'm still very angry with you at how well you did Anatomy of a Scandal. I just want to get it out of the way. I just wrapped it up. Okay, you did a great job, and I'm still angry at your character. But we're going to not talk about that today. Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Everybody is very excited for it. It's now streaming on Disney+. I've got Rupert and Joby. We're talking to two of the stars. It's now streaming. Why don't you guys set everything up? Where does this series begin?
This series begins and takes place between the prequels, the original prequels, and the original trilogy. So we're sort of jammed in between. And it takes place about 9-10 years before the original Star Wars movie, a time when Obi-Wan's in hiding and the Jedi are in hiding.
Rupert, for fans who may not have caught all of the in-between, is this something that we can just join in and watch, not knowing any of the background?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's designed as a standalone story, a 6-part story, and if you have seen any of this other Star Wars movies, obviously you'll know where this fits. But if you haven't, I don't think it matters. It's a story that works on its own.
Joby, what was the coolest part of being a part of an amazing series and just franchise that is Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Just getting to be a part of the stories that, you know, we all grew up on, and I used to play with Star Wars figures, and now I get to write stories about those characters for real. It's you know, you just feel like you're a part of cinematic history. Not to overstate it, but it does feel that important. And so it's a great honor and also really fun when you get to do it with people who love it as much as you do.
Now, Rupert, last question about the set. Did you take anything? Did you grab a souvenir?
You know, I would have loved to, but my costume didn't have any pockets.
Joby, what about you? You sneak anything from the set?
I did. I'd love to say I stole a stormtrooper or something. That'd be really cool. But all I took was, I took some sand off the floor of Tatooine, of the desert planet, and I took that home with me. It's sitting in my desk. Not very interesting, but it's valuable to me.
I love that you have sand that's just sitting on your desk. That is pretty amazing. Obi-Wan Kenobi now streaming on Disney+. I know fans are super excited to just dive right in and catch the series. You guys, thank you so much for chatting with us today, and best of luck with the new show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, for more on my Obi-Wan Kenobi chat with Rupert and Joby, just log on to HoustonLife.tv. I don't know if you guys caught at the very beginning. Anatomy of a Scandal was another series with Sienna Miller that Rupert just wrapped up. Edge of my seat as well. And so I had to tell him, right? Oh, I told him. I was like, I'm not here for your character, but I am here for it, for the Star Wars. Yeah.
He's kind of dreamy.
With the accent. Ooh, Courtney, yeah.
I thouut you were bringing lightsabers.
I just don't have any of those.
I find that hard to believe, Lauren.
She's a super fan.
I'm fresh out, yeah.
Okay,
Thanks,
Lauren,
girlfriend.
thanks.
After the break, he's pedaled his way all the way from St. Louis to Houston, towing a Barca lounger.
What?
Yeah. That's what it's called.
A Barca lounger, that blue thing?
I don't know.
Okay, that's Ralph Zucchi on our screen right there. And after the break, he'll tell us why he traveled more than 900 miles on that homemade pedicab. Houston Life will be right back. Welcome back to Houston Life. Imagine riding more than 500, actually 900, let's make it 900 miles, from St. Louis to Houston on a homemade pedicab.
Ralph Zucchi joins us now to explain this story. Welcome to Houston Life.
Well, thank you.
Because you did that.
Yeah.
You're the
you
guy
just
who did this.
Yeah.
It took you 31 days to make this truck.
Correct.
Why did you do this?
I'm a Rotarian, and part of Rotary's goal for the last 37 years has been the eradication of polio worldwide. We're really close, but that last little bit's really difficult to do, and I wanted to make sure that people kept motivated and let's finish the job, because once it's gone, we never have to worry about it again.
Yeah.
Wow. And I think a lot of people, we were chatting during the break just now, you were saying that sometimes people are surprised that you are raising money to eradicate polio. Many of us just assume this is a thing of the past. Not true. Cases exist worldwide.
It is. So when Rotary started, there were 365,000 cases a year, and everyone said it couldn't be done. And then they started chipping away at it, And last year, we were down to 5 cases worldwide.
Wow.
But the problem is that that's still 5 cases, and it can always travel outside of that area.
It keeps it alive, essentially.
Keeps it alive.
Even 1 case is too many.
1 case is too many, and we need to, like I said, we're at the opportunity where we really could knock this out. We got to do it now.
Well, I have to tell you, this is definitely a conversation starter, and that's the whole point. Before the break, I talked about a Barca lounger. What exactly? And I was like, gosh, did I even say that right?
That was my nickname in high school.
What exactly is a Barca lounger? That's what this is.
Think of a Lazy Boy chair. Barca Lounger was a company before Lazy Boy that did that reclining chair.
Right.
Lazy Boy rickshaw doesn't roll off the tongue very well,
Right.
but Barca Lounger rickshaw does. So
Okay.
it was strictly a marketing for using.
May
that name.
I?
Absolutely.
Okay, and I see that there's names and signatures on this. What's the importance of that?
Those are people who have been in the chair. They've donated. Rotarians. Oh, she's going to say how comfortable it is.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you know what? This was a great idea.
It's a little more reclined than it looks, huh?
It is, yeah, but it's comfy.
It is.
Carry on.
Everyone who signs it. I mean, all Rotarians are involved in this endeavor.
Right.
And so I want them to have the chance to have their names seen because they took part in this. So
it's super cool. And Ralph, there are photos of you riding along the bike trail near my house in Edo, and you're pedaling your girlfriend in the back. Where can people spot you in Houston? And people might be wondering, how does this raise money?
Okay, so I'll start with how to raise money. If they go to Facebook to Ralph's Rickshaw Ride, there's a place that you can donate.
Okay.
And every penny of it goes directly to Rotary International. And they're doing amazing things with it. So also, every dollar that somebody donates, the Gates Foundation kicks in $2.
Oh,
Fantastic.
nice.
So it's a really, it's a great opportunity to put your name on something. Only one other disease has ever been eradicated.
Yeah.
And that's smallpox. We're about to do the second one ever. So it's a big deal.
It's a lot of work, Ralph, and I think it's fantastic. And along the way, you also, I mean, you had several stops. It took you 31 days, but in Louisiana, you got to meet with the Secretary of State there, and you're here for your convention. That's the whole point of you being here in Houston.
Yes. I did the ride 4 years ago from St. Louis to Toronto for the International Convention when it was in Toronto. A lot easier ride than coming here.
Oh, yeah, a little
hot
bit
down here.
It's hot and it's sticky. Are you going to ride this thing back home?
Yeah, what about back home?
No.
It's a one-way.
It's a one-way. 904 miles is plenty. We're going to put it in the truck and we're going to take a nice leisurely ride back home.
Oh, well, Courtney and I could ride this back for you, as long as you pedal.
Right here. I'm good. This fits just fine.
Hey, I think this is super cool what you're doing. And St. Louis to Toronto, I mean, you've done so many different routes. What is next on your list?
People are trying to talk me into doing St. Louis to Calgary when the International Convention is there, I think in 3, maybe 4 years. That's going to be a challenge. That's 1,800 miles uphill.
And not during the winter time, right?
No.
It's still this time of year.
It'd be this time of year. And I would love to do it. I have to see. That's one of those things. 1,800 miles is a long ways to go with a chair behind
but
you.
something tells me, I see the glimmer in your eye, something tells me something's going to spark and you'll make that happen. We can tell.
Actually, what I'd really like is for polio to be eradicated. Then
you don't need it.
I don't have to do it. I can just go there and enjoy the conference. But
the way you think.
Help me get there, because that's the big thing. We've got to finish this up.
For sure. Well, listen, you will get there. Rotary International does incredible work. You're such an inspiring guy. I hope we'll see you here in Houston again. And keep an eye out for this man on the roads. Honk and wave. Even better, donate to Ralph's Ride to End Polio. We do have a link on our website under the Scene on Houston Life section. Just visit HoustonLife.tv. Ralph Zucchi, thanks so much for paying a visit. Thanks for your work.
Thank you, and great job too. And hello to the Barca lounger.
I think I might need a Barca lounger.
I know. I don't think I'm getting out. After the break, a look at what's coming up on tomorrow's show, including a trip to the moon.
You're relaxed down there?
I am.
Okay, good. As we head to break, let's check in with Kevin Frazier for a look at what's coming up on Entertainment Tonight. Hi, Kevin.
Derek and Courtney, make sure you tune into ET tonight for the latest on reality stars Todd and Julie Chrisley's bank fraud conviction, why they could face decades in prison, plus behind the scenes with Tom Hanks on his new Elvis movie. That's tonight at 6:30 right here on KPRC2. But don't go anywhere, because Houston Life will be right back.
Tomorrow in Houston Life, we're blasting off to Space Center's Moon to Mars Festival.
Okay, that sounds cool. Also, from paint colors to lighting, the pro tips to make your house look luxurious on a budget.
What do you think?
And back here in Studio B, I'm enjoying this Barca lounger thanks to Ralph Zucchi.
Comfy, right?
Raising money to finally end polio once and for all. It is comfy.
Right?
Yeah.
I know, it's good. Congratulations on a job well done, and thanks for stopping here today. Do appreciate it. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for us today. Are you awake?
Oh, sorry, I'm still here. Keith and Christine, I think it's your turn now.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, looking comfortable there.
I mean, so comfy.
It's good stuff. I just can't wait to go for a ride. You're taking me downtown after the show, right?
Oh, well, we'll do it right here. We'll get you out there.
Oh, yeah.
Can't let you get too used to that. Not too soon.
Very good. You guys enjoy your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.